Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar, Dance Fitness for Caregivers. My name is Allegra Jaffe and I am a caregiver specialist with Fairfax Area Agency on Aging. You should have received an email this morning with the speaker slides, so you'll have them for future reference. Today's presentation will provide dance fitness routines that you can follow along to at home. You should consult your physician or other healthcare professional before starting this or any fitness program to determine if it's right for your needs. Do not start this fitness program if your physician or healthcare provider advises against it. We will also allocate a few minutes of time at the end for question and answer. You can type in your questions in the box on the panel. And today's presentation will be recorded, and a recording will be sent out to all the registrants by early next week. There will be a brief survey as you sign out, so please help us by giving us your feedback. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker and instructor, Shannon Cronin. Shannon Cronin is an occupational therapist practicing in Virginia Beach and owner of Coastal Glen Therapy, LLC. She has a master's in kinesiology and has an emphasis in adapted physical activity from the University of Virginia, and earned her master's in occupational therapy from Tufts University in Boston, Massachusetts. She has experience working with adults with disabilities and chronic conditions in skilled nursing facilities, assisted living facilities, acute hospitals, and outpatient clinics. Shannon is going to share her expertise with us today. So thank you so much, Shannon, and welcome. We're going to bring Shannon right here on the screen. Shannon, are you there? Here we go. Yes. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Shannon Cronin, and I'll be your dance fitness instructor today. I have a quick presentation that I'd like to go over with you all. So let me share my screen and I'll pull that up. Okay. Welcome. So today is all about dance, fitness, and exercise. So again, I'm Shannon Cronin. I'm an occupational therapist and owner of Coastal Glen Therapy down in Virginia Beach. And I'm just really excited to have you all here today. We're just going to have some fun doing some dance fitness, whether you're doing it in a standing or seated position, all are welcome. A little bit about me. I'm actually born and raised in Sterling, Virginia in Loudoun County, and I went down to Lynchburg, Virginia to earn my undergraduate degree at Lynchburg College, now University of Lynchburg, in exercise physiology and sports medicine. Then led me to the University of Virginia, where I did my master's in kinesiology, focusing on adapted physical activity. So I have a lot of experience adapting curriculum, exercise, physical activity, sports, for people with a variety of abilities and disabilities, just learning how to make everyone be able to be included and creating an atmosphere where everyone can join. So that led me to go into occupational therapy, where I went and earned my occupational therapy degree from Tufts University in Boston. My husband and I met up there in Boston. We worked for a year or two and decided we needed to come down south again. So we looked at Northern Virginia, but decided we wanted to stay coastal. So we landed in Virginia Beach, and we've been here about 4.5 years. I'm a happy wife and a mom to an 8-month-old daughter. And we also have 2 dogs who may make an appearance in today's video, a Labradoodle and a Shih Tzu Poodle named Mr. Pickles. Starting off, why should you exercise? There's a variety of benefits to exercising. First of all, it can improve your flexibility. So when you're getting your joints moving, you're working through your range of motion, you can address some of those tight areas and some of those joints that are stiff. You can actually increase your length of your muscle joints and your muscle extension working on your joints. You can also improve your activity tolerance and your endurance. So every activity requires some sort of tolerance level, whether it's just getting up from your bed and walking to the bathroom, or if you're going to do a full-on exercise. So when we're working our cardiovascular system, you're improving that endurance, which is something we're going to do today. You can also improve your overall strength. So we know the more active you are, the stronger you can become, and you don't have to lift weights in order to gain strength. Balance is also a huge benefit from exercising. Even if you're just doing a step touch, alternating from your right foot to your left foot, that's actually a balance exercise. So you are alternating and shifting your weight, having some air time between each foot being on the ground, and that's going to benefit you. It also improves coordination. So whether we're doing dance fitness or you're coordinating one arm at a time, one leg at a time, that is helping your brain sequence through exercises, helping your motor planning and your muscle memory to help with that coordination. Another area where exercise really helps us is with our mental health. And we've seen that more than ever this past year with the pandemic. Huge mental health crisis. So when we exercise, endorphins are released in our brain, and it's basically a natural drug that's helping us with our just overall well-being. It can address depression, it can address anxiety and other mental health issues. And exercise improves our overall confidence. When you can move and feel good, you should feel good about yourself and be confident. Maybe you're having some balance issues, but you know you've been working on that through exercise. That can give you the confidence to get from point A to point B safer. So there are even more benefits if you are a caregiver for someone with a disability. As a caregiver, you are just giving of yourself constantly. You might be physically helping your loved one do a transfer out of bed into their wheelchair, or maybe from their wheelchair onto a bedside commode or onto the toilet. Maybe you are helping somebody who is predominantly bedbound or is in the bed for the majority of the day, and they need assistance with repositioning or getting onto a bedpan, or just getting changed with their hygiene. This is all physical work. So as a caregiver, very important to exercise. As we said earlier, when you exercise, you gain strength. A lot of the work that caregivers are doing is all day, 24/7. It's honestly can be more lifting than even what Olympic powerlifters are doing, because you're repetitive movement all day long. So if you're doing repetitive movement all day long and you're not exercising, you can really put yourself at risk for injuries. And, you know, we already touched on this. It's less time for yourself when you're a caregiver. It is a full-time job, tenfold, way more than a full-time job. It's 24/7. So when you are working with somebody every day, sometimes from the time they're getting up in the morning to when they're going to bed at night, you're on it. So there's very little time for you to spend just on your overall health and wellness. But if you can carve out even just 10 minutes a day, ideally 45 minutes a day would be the best. But if you can even do 10 minutes, do a walk around your neighborhood, maybe even go up and down your steps for 10 minutes, get some cardiovascular work in, or maybe do an online yoga class or a stretching class. Something that you can just dive into and do for your overall health is going to be so beneficial. And because of all the work that caregivers are doing day in and day out, there is a high level of burnout. When you're just caring for another person constantly, it's very hard to stay mentally present, and oftentimes it can lead to resentment, either from the person who is receiving the care or the caregiver can resent. And even though this all comes from a place of love, at some point everyone reaches their end point. And if you are able to carve out that time for you, yourself every day, it helps you to stay mentally present, and it helps you to kind of recharge and replenish and just become an overall better caregiver. Now, if you are an individual with a disability, the benefits of exercise also apply to you, regardless of your ability level. So if you are someone who stays in the bed most of the day, you can exercise. If you are a wheelchair user, you can exercise. If you are someone who requires assistance to stand or uses a walker or a cane or handheld assistance for walking around the house, you can also exercise. Very important, because a lack of activity and exercise can lead to several issues. So the first one that comes to mind for me is depression. So mental health concerns, again, huge issue with people with disabilities, because when you lose the ability to do things for yourself and you create that increased reliance on other people, that can decrease your self-worth or your feelings of ability to care for yourself. So one example, say maybe you have a rotator cuff injury in your right shoulder and you're only able to lift your hand to about shoulder height. That's still a great range of motion. That's about 50% of your normal range. If you continue to just move minimally, you might lose more and more range of motion in that area, and you might lose the ability to put on your shirt, to brush your teeth, to do those daily activities that are so important to maintain ourselves. Lack of activity and exercise can certainly lead to isolation. So if you are somebody who is unable to walk or is unable to get up without assistance, and you're not able, let's just say, to come downstairs to join the family at the dinner table, that's a really isolating experience. And sometimes, not always, if you could maintain your activity and your exercise level, you can combat that bedridden level and get to a point where maybe not going down the stairs, but maybe you can at least get up and walk down the hallway and be with others. So also, lack of activity and exercise, you're going to experience what's called muscle atrophy, where your muscles become smaller and weaker, because if you don't use them, you lose them, is kind of the mentality. And that can cause increased caregiver dependence. So maybe you were able to help yourself transfer to the bedside commode or the toilet a couple months ago, but due to lack of activity, lack of movement, muscle atrophy, you now require a significant more amount of help. And there's also just health concerns related to a sedentary lifestyle where you're not being physically active and not exercising. Some that come to mind immediately are conditions such as diabetes, heart failure, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Also, your skin integrity becomes an issue when you are mainly sitting on your wheelchair or perhaps just in bed. We can get what's called a pressure sore or a pressure ulcer on those pressure points, like your sit bones or your sacral area that has constant contact with the seating surface or the bed. So even just working on repositioning or arm movement or being able to lift those hips up and get some air between your seating surface and the bum is going to make a big difference. So now, today you're here to do some dance fitness, which is a form of exercise. First of all, it's fun. I am not a technical dancer. You do not need to have any dance background to participate in this activity. All you got to do is have any coordinated movement of the body to a beat. So you can do it sitting or standing. I'm going to show options for both today. That means you can do it if you're in a wheelchair, you can use your wheelchair, just put the brakes on. You could sit in a high back kitchen chair, sit at the edge of your couch, even at the edge of your bed, I'm fine with. This is a totally modifiable type of exercise. And we can kind of decrease the movements, increase the movements as they're comfortable for you. And it's great for all ages. We can do this from birth all the way up to 100 plus. Granted, the babies might not be able to follow along quite as well yet, but this is a great family activity, great for caregivers, for people with disabilities, and just any other family member that's around. Anybody can join in. So as I was saying, we can modify this. So the biggest modification, first of all, is you're going to be sitting instead of standing. I want you to sit if, first of all, you are a wheelchair user, or if you have balance concerns, or if some of these movements are causing you any pain. Sometimes sitting down just takes away that little bit of intensity that we need to kind of cool it off and let you to be able to continue with the activity. I want you to limit impact or jumping. So most of these numbers don't really have much jumping, but we might be doing some high knees, some walking, some stepping to the side. You can limit that movement. You can bring your knee up a little bit less, or if I'm having you reach your arms up, reach your arm up a little bit less. So smaller movements are key if you're experiencing pain. I tell my clients all the time, pain does not cure pain, it makes it worse. When you push through pain, your body provides an inflammatory response, which actually causes your joint to become tighter and more painful. So going back to that shoulder example, if you have a rotator cuff injury or shoulder impingement or shoulder arthritis and reaching up over your head hurts, please don't do it. just go up to that pain-free range. So your pain-free range is that the amount of degrees of elevation that causes no pain. When you hit pain, you've gone too far. That goes for any joint that I'm talking about or any joint that we're moving. Just move in your pain-free levels. And you can just go back to the basics with the steps. So if you get lost or if I'm moving too fast, just keep moving. Do a step to the left, step to the right, step, touch, move your arms, clap. As long as you're moving and having fun, you are gaining benefits from this exercise. It's a continuous movement. We have 6 songs. So very rarely in normal life are you going to be moving constantly for 6 songs worth of activity. So this is an exercise no matter if you're following the choreography to a T. And lastly, breathe. So this is going to be a cardiovascular workout. You will experience a little bit of shortness of breath because you're exercising. What's not normal is uncontrollable shortness of breath or pain or wheezing or pressure or tightness. If you experience any of that, I want you to stop. However, if you are getting a little bit of short of breath from normal exercise, what you can do is called pursed lip breathing, where you're breathing in through your nose and blowing out through your mouth. So I want you to smell the flowers and blow out the birthday candles to try to get your breath under control. And if it feels like you're kind of getting a little too intense or we're moving too fast, just slow it down. Again, back to the basics, just bring it to a step, touch, just keep your feet moving. So for those who are going to choose to participate in a seated position, you can do exactly what we're doing in the seated position. Same arm movements, no matter what, because you can move your arms the same way sitting that you can standing. The foot movements, you're going to be paralleling what we're doing. So if I'm stepping to the right, you just move your foot out to the right. If I'm stepping forward with my left, move your left foot forward. Something that's really important is sitting tall and unsupported. So that means, I guess in the picture that I put, some of them are leaning back. I don't want you to lean back if you can help it. We want you to be up tall with space between your back and the back of the chair. That's because that's going to cause you to use more of your core muscles, and your core is the powerhouse and the base of your entire body and your entire methods of movement. If we have a weak core, we can't move our arms and legs successfully. They're going to be moving in a poor ergonomic position, which can cause more pain. So this is going to improve your posture and your core strength. And by core, I mean your belly muscles. So some final recommendations before we get started. I want you to find some open floor space at home. Nothing should be around you that you can trip on, like the pets, rugs, clutter, dog bones, baby toys, nothing like that. I want you to set up your computer or tablet on a slightly elevated surface. I don't want it down on the floor because we're going to be standing for a lot of this if you choose to stand. And it's going to be really uncomfortable if you're having to bend your neck down to see what you're doing. Also, bad positioning. And it's harder to see. So try to get it up on a table, or I have mine propped up on an ottoman on top of a box of dog food. So whatever you've got at home works. Again, clear all your tripping hazards. And I want you to have a chair or a seated surface nearby for the seated numbers. I'm going to do half standing, half seated. If you're doing all of this seated, great. You can have the edge of a chair or edge of a couch, edge of your bed, your wheelchair with the locks on, kitchen chair. Also, I'm going to be dancing barefoot. However, I would recommend if you have conditions such as neuropathy or poor balance, I would do sneakers that are tied completely. No slip-on shoes, no flip-flops. It's either barefoot or closed-toed shoes tied, double knotted if you can. And just have a water bottle nearby because we are going to get a workout in. Now, just a little disclaimer. Definitely recommend that you consult your physician before beginning any sort of new exercise or fitness routine. If you begin to experience uncontrolled shortness of breath, uncontrolled heart rate, lightheadedness, dizziness, pain, or discomfort in any way, I want you to stop immediately and consider contacting your doctor. Or if you feel it's necessary, go to the nearest emergency room. And you're engaging in this exercise class at your own risk. All right. So, who's ready to get started? All right. Let's do this. So first things first, I want you to clear the area. I actually have a throw rug down here, and I'm gonna roll that up really quick. I want you to take your time, get your space set up. Hopefully it's already pretty clear. Moving this out of the way. So now, I do have a chair nearby. Our first number is a warm up, and I'm not going to use the chair. But if you are in a seated position, you'll have this set out right in the middle of the floor, okay? So I'll try to talk through some of the movements before each song so you can get an idea of what we're doing, but hopefully you can see me and you can kind of follow along, and I'll be cueing you as we go. So this first one is a warm up, a lot of repetitive movements. So we'll be doing some grapevine, clap, grapevine to the left, clap. There's going to be some arms overhead. So again, this is something you can modify. We'll be doing some bottom kicks to kind of get a little stretch, some high knees, some squatting, okay? Very repetitive for this first song, and I'll try to call out what we're doing. Make sure you've got a water bottle nearby, shoes are tied tight, floor is clear, and let's get started. Our first move is going to be grapevine to the right. Ready? Right. Grapevine to the left. Grapevine to the 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 right. Get ready for the rainbow arm. Big stretch. Left arm up. Right arm up. Left arm up. Right arm up. All right, we're going to do that bottom kick. Left, right, left, no, left, right, left, right. See how I'm squeezing my arms down? Trying to get your shoulder blades to pinch. Woo! Grapevine to the right. Grapevine to the left. Grapevine to the right. Grapevine to the left. Grapevine to the right. Grapevine to the left. All right, how we all feeling? We're gonna do some high knees when the beat drops. All right, high knees. Try to move your opposite arm up at the same time. Ooh. And if this is too big of a movement for you, just make it a little smaller. Rainbow arms. Left arm up. Right arm up. Left arm up. Right arm up. Woo! Get ready for this grapevine. Going to the right. To the right. You can get your arms moving if you're feeling it. Grapevine to the left. Grapevine to the right. Grapevine to the left. Grapevine to the right. Grapevine to the left. Who's ready for the squat? All right, we're gonna do some squats. Here we go. Down, up, down, up. Make it small if this is too much for you. Can't stop us. Here we go. Squat down, squat up. Squat down, squat up. Bring it to the grapevine. Right, right, right. Left, left, left. Right, right, right. Left, left, left. Use your fancy, you can do a little turn. Woo! Freestyle. I'm already breathing hard, and that was just the warm-up. Make sure you take a sip of water. Our next song is going to be in the seated position. So if you don't have it out already, grab your chair. And I'm going to try and angle it just a little bit so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing on both sides. So this one's also pretty simple. So what you're going to want to do is keep your feet moving the entire time. Don't know if you can see, but my feet are tapping. They're going to tap for the entire song. So tap, tap, tap. There's a lot of arms out, arms up, arms out, arms up, arms out, arms up. This is very repetitive. Then we'll do out to the side, waka, waka, which comes a lot. And I'll try to say waka, waka when you bring your arms up like a goalpost. The other step is right arm up, left leg out, left arm up, right leg out, right arm up, left leg out, left arm up, right leg out. I'll try to cue you. It's kind of a word scramble, so move at your own risk with me. Just try to follow the patterns. I might stumble on the words, but you'll kind of get it. It's very repetitive. All right. Here we go. I might do a few shimmies here and there. Give it a little style. Get those feet moving up, down, up, down. They're going to move the entire song. You don't rest unless you need it. Ready? Out, out, up, up, out, out, up, up, out, out, up, out, out, up, out, okay, ready? Side, side, waka, waka. Out, side, side, waka, waka. Right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Hold it, the toe twister. Alternating arms and legs. Woo! Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. Woo! Keep moving, you got it. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. All right, here comes the waka waka. Front, side, waka waka. Woo! Front, side, waka waka. Front, side, waka waka. Front, side, waka waka. Front, up, front, up. My feet are still moving. Woo! Front, up, front, up. Woo! Front, up, front. We're gonna get those waka wakas again. Front, up. Remember, up to the side. Out, side, waka, waka. So go ahead, get a sip of water. Let's move our chair to the side if you are doing some of these numbers in a standing position. All right. So this next number is actually a modern line dance. Some of you may have done it before. It's very repetitive. I'm going to mainly be doing it facing the camera so you can see the moves. But I'll cue you if you want to turn to all four walls, you can. So the moves are really simple. We go to the right, 3, 4, left, 2, 3, 4. Then it's a kick or a heel stomp. And that means you just stomp your heel into the floor. So it's heel, 2, 3, 4, and then you just walk by yourself. So you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4. It's a 4 count, however you want to move. If you are a wall turner, that's going to be when you 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're facing the next wall. We'll have plenty of opportunities. It's the entire song. Ready? Give a little hip shimmy. Try to get a little attitude. Woo. We're going to go to the right first. To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the left. 2, 3, 4. Now kick. 2, 3, 4. Now walk it by yourself. If you want, turn to the left. Right. 2, 3, 4, and left. 2, 3, 4, and kick. Kick, kick, kick. Now walk it by yourself. Walk it by yourself. To the right. 2, 3, 4. To the left. 2, 3, 4. Heel, stop, heel, stop, heel, stop, heel, stop. Walk it by yourself. Walk it by yourself. To the right, right. To the right. 2, 3, 4. To the left. 2, 3, 4. Now kick, 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 kick. Now walk it by yourself. Why don't you turn to another wall? To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, kick, kick. Turn to the back wall if you're feeling fancy. Turn to the other wall. Woo! To the right, 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 to the right, to the left, left. Now kick, 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 kick. Now walk it by yourself. To the right, right, and left, and left. Now stomp, 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 stomp. Turn to a wall if you're feeling up for it. Right, and left, and left. Kick, 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 kick. Walk it by yourself. Right. Now kick, walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Left. Heel. If you're turning, you should be almost all the way around. 2, 3, 4, left. 2, 3, and 4. 1 stomp, 2 stomp, 3 stomp, 4. Walk. Woo! Right, and right. Left. Woo! Kick, and kick. Turn into the back wall. Woo! To the left. I'm telling you, that's what I love about line dancing. It's the same thing over and over. Eventually you pick it up and you can kind of put your little flair into it. Woo! This new mama is out of shape, but I love exercising with you guys. Woo! Go ahead and have a sip of water. All right. This next number, we're going to pull out the chair again. So go ahead and get your chair if you don't have it already. So this is kind of a combo between salsa and cha-cha. So it's very simple and perfect for a chair workout. So look at me. I'm not hitting the back of my chair. I'm upright and tall. The first move is right front, and then my feet go cha-cha-cha. Then left front, cha-cha-cha. I might say tap, 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 but it's the same thing. So my right foot goes out, tap, tap, tap. Left foot goes out, tap, tap, tap. Back to the front with the right, tap, tap, tap. Back to the left front, tap, tap, tap. Right side, tap, tap, tap. Left side, tap, tap, tap. There's a few little interludes built in where we're going to do just our arms. And I want you to imagine you are pushing away heavy water and air. I want it to be fluid and a little stylized. And you're really trying to intentionally push, not no. We're doing push, push. Like you're really putting some effort into it, okay? And I'll try to cue you guys for the directions. I know you can't see my feet, but I'll try to cue with my hands as well, all right? Again, I love the shimmies. We're gonna start our right foot first. Right front, tap, tap, tap. Left front, tap, tap, tap. Right side, tap, tap, tap. Left side, tap, tap, tap. Right front, tap, tap, tap. Left front, tap, tap, tap. Right side, tap, tap, tap. Left side, tap, tap, tap. Right front, tap, tap, tap. Left front, tap, tap, tap. Right side, tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Right front, tap, tap, tap. Left front, tap, tap, tap. Right and left to the front, right and left. And here we go. Beautiful. To the front. Right front, cha cha cha. Left front, cha cha cha. Side right, side left. Right front, left front. Right side, left side. Right front, cha cha cha. Left front, cha cha cha. Right side, cha cha cha. Left side, cha cha cha. Try to put a little move into it. Left. Front right, cha cha cha, left front, cha cha cha, right. Push that water in there. Beautiful. Right front, cha cha cha, left front, cha cha cha. Right side, left side. Right front, left front. Right side, left side. Right front, left front. Get ready to pose. Beautiful. So you can see probably how much leaning is going into that push. That's all core strength here. I'm not leaning and falling over because I've got some core strength. So this is a huge beneficial workout for anybody who is dealing with some weak core. Definitely would recommend this song over and over. It's repetitive, but woo, we're getting some good oblique action, some center abdominal muscle action. Good workout. All right, so I want everyone to get a sip of water if you have it nearby. And let's go ahead and move our chair. This next song is our second to last song. Fast. So I'm going to show you some moves. It's okay if you have to revert to a step touch. So if you are a millennial, or if you have somebody in your family that's a millennial, you've heard this song. It's maybe our anthem back from the 90s. So the first part, we're going to do what's called a pony. So for those dancers out there, it's a step, ball, change, step, ball, change. Or just move your feet right, left. You're still doing a pony. Move your arms up, alternate. Okay? Then we're going to go into a little bit of a kind of a salsa. So right forward, right back, left forward, left back. Right forward, right back, left forward, left back. It is fast. So if you just need to do right forward, left forward, that is fine by me. I might even do that myself. Or we'll do right forward, left back, left forward, right back. I just want you to be alternating your legs. Get a little hip shimmy if you can, okay? Then we're gonna break into some bongos. Bongo down low, bongo up high, bongo down low, bongo up high. And then the chorus. The words tell us what to do in the chorus. But we'll slam it to the left, that little hip movement, and then you shake your hips to the right, and then we shake it to the front, and then we go around. Now, I'm going to do a pivot. So my right foot is planted, my left foot goes front, side, back, together. If that's too much, I just want you to walk in a circle. Go around, round, round. If you're sitting, round, 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 and then just imitate the leg movements, okay? We got this. I'm gonna be out of breath after this number. It's a good workout, but it brings us joy. Let's start with those ponies. So either step, 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 or step, ball, change, step, ball, change. Pony, 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 pony. And then we're gonna go straight into the salsa, okay? Let's start with right leg forward. Right leg forward, right leg back. Right forward, right back, left forward, left back. Left forward, left back. Right forward, right back, left forward, left back. Get ready for the bongos. Bongos low, bongos high. Down low, up high. Down low, up high. Slam it to the left. Shimmy to the front. Now go around. To the left. I told you it was fast. Woo. Catch your breath. It's okay if you got lost on that number. It is just amazing that you kept moving the whole time. It is a good workout. Oh, that was the Spice Girls, in case you didn't know. All right. We have reached the part of the class where we get to cool down. What I'm going to do is bring my chair onto the dance floor, and I'm going to put it in the back, and I'm going to stand in front of it. The beginning of the warm-up, I'm going to do standing, and then I want us all to sit, if we're not already, and we'll do some stretching. As you can see, whew, I'm getting a workout in. So it's very repetitive. I'll call out what we're doing. It's going to be a lot of step touch. We'll do some arms. We'll do some stretching. And then I'll guide you through some stretching on the chair. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me today. Walk in place. We're going to start with a grapevine to the right. To the right. Step, 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 step. Keep on. Bring to the left. To the right. To the left. To the right. Woo! Step touch. Left touch, right touch. Step touch, step touch. We're going to do some arm rainbows. You know those from the first song. Ready? Right up. Woo! Get a nice big stretch in your pectoralis finger. When you reach your arm up and back, you should feel that nice, delightful tension. Woo! Okay, right arm across. My right arm is across my body and my left arm is underneath my right. You should feel a nice stretch along your deltoid muscle, which crosses your shoulder and goes into your arm. Left arm across, right arm under. I can't help but shake my head. I'm sorry. Okay. I want us all to sit down. Right foot forward, heel on the ground, toes pointing up to the ceiling. Your left foot is planted under you. I want you to reach to your knee, your shin, or your toe, whatever is a stretch for you. Sit up. Now left leg forward with your heel on the ground and your toes pointing to the ceiling. Your right foot is planted on the ground in front of you. Reach to your knee, your shin, or your toe. Woo! Nice hamstring stretch. Last stretch. Right foot on your left knee if you can get it there. This is stretching your hip. Woo! Feels very good. Try everything. Let's try to bring that left foot across to our right knee, and then we'll be done. So left foot on the right knee. We call this a figure 4 stretch because our hips and legs make the shape of a number 4. And this is actually how I recommend people put on their shoes when I'm working with them as clients. So little tidbit there. Woo, nice stretch. Thank you all so much. This has been just delightful. I love that you were willing to take the time to move your bodies and dance with me, have some fun. This has just been an amazing experience, and I hope you got a good workout. I hope you feel good, refreshed, energized for the day. I will now answer any questions, or if you have any feedback on the layout, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Shannon. That was so much fun. I loved it. Loved it. We did have questions come in, and at this time, if anyone wants to put in any last minute questions in the chat box, you are more than welcome to. Shannon, we had a question from an attendee. What are some tips that you can recommend to a family caregiver whose loved one has balance issues but wants to exercise?
Oh, good question. So, excuse me. Definitely, some of the things that we touched on in the presentation immediately come to mind. If you have a balance challenge or concern, the safest way to exercise at first is to be sitting down in a chair. Have that unsupported position, so your back is not touching the back of the chair or the sofa, so that you're working on that core stability, because the strength in your core is actually going to help you with your balance, because your legs and your arms, they stem from that strong core. Another thing you can be doing, if you have a walker or a cane, I would suggest continuing to get up and walk with assistance. Some people have what's called a gait belt, and it's a safety belt that goes around your waist that a caregiver can hold on to, so that you are being given some support, but yet you can still walk and kind of work on that step 2 pattern, work on your gait, mobility. I would also recommend not trying anything without consulting either an occupational or a physical therapist first. You know, falls are something that we try so hard to avoid. So if you have any concern with that, I would recommend getting a referral from your PCP and tell them you would like to work on your gait and balance training.
Perfect, thank you. Another question we have is, in terms of the environment, what are some recommendations in terms of home safety while exercising? What should we keep in mind?
So you saw me put the throw rug up. Definitely get rid of those. They're not good. You don't need them in your house. You have beautiful flooring underneath. Those are just a huge trip hazard. Any cords, I would like to have either coiled up or tied up, connected to the appliance that they're connected to. Make sure you clear all the pathways, no clutter on the ground. I know sometimes we pile up maybe books or like shipment boxes. We want those out of the way. If you were tuned into the video, you probably saw my Labradoodle under my feet get up during the dance. I would not recommend having pets under you when you are exercising. So definitely learn from my mistakes. Close your doors if you're in a room that you're exercising, to keep those little critters out of the way. Any young kids that are around, if they're young enough where they're not gonna know to stay out from under your feet, unfortunately, we want them to be out of the way so they're not going to accidentally trip you up. And as I said earlier, you want to make sure you're wearing proper footwear. Some of us can do some of these exercises barefooted, but if you have the condition called neuropathy, where you're having numbness, tingling, burning down in the bottoms of your feet, do not exercise barefooted. You probably know that already because it probably does not feel good, but you want to wear supportive footwear that's closed-toed that can be tied so it's secure onto your foot. A lot of times I'll have clients who wear slip-on shoes, and I know they're easier to put on, but they're not ideal for exercising.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Another question came in is, do you have suggestions on where to find more dance videos or classes to do while at home?
Sure, yeah. So definitely YouTube. The great wide internet is a wealth of knowledge and content, honestly. So if you go onto youtube.com, and on that search bar, you can just look up dance fitness. You can even look up chair fitness or seated dance fitness, and a ton of stuff comes up. Or I'm sure the different rec centers in your area, maybe the aging centers, they also offer a lot of different activities and workout classes. I would recommend that. Or if you're a member at a regular gym as well, sometimes they'll have some good exercise workouts as well, like group fitness.
Perfect. Thank you. And we're going to get ready to wrap up here. So thank you again, Shannon. So much fun, great exercise. And I just wanted to remind everyone, as you sign out, there will be a brief survey. If you can take a moment to answer those questions and help us provide topics that you're interested in, that would be terrific. We also want to invite you for our next health and wellness session, which will be yoga and meditation. And that will be for stress reduction. That's coming up Friday, August 20th from 2 to 3 p.m. And again, Shannon, thank you so much for all the valuable information you presented and the dance fitness examples. Too much fun. Loved it. And thank you for your time and your knowledge. And to our audience, thank you so much for being here. And I hope everyone has a great afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.